Hey everybody, and welcome to the Voice Pollution Podcast.
Welcome.
Joining with you here today is Sick Boy O'Banion.
And Don Opas.
Don Opas. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, we had to take it again because I fucked it up the first time I called him John.
Yeah.
And he is not John as far as I know.
Nobody. If I was born in England, maybe I've been John.
Yeah, you'd probably be called John because it fits with your first name. Well, how's your week been?
Well, it's not been almost a week.
Yeah,
but,
not yet.
But a couple of days.
Just a few days, yeah.
But yeah, it's been all the same.
Yeah, apart from some drama maybe. But not in your life, but you witnessed some drama.
Yeah, yesterday were.
Yeah.
Yesterday were some drama.
Yeah, but it's good to have some drama in your life, even if it's not your own.
Yeah, that's true. Your life don't get boring.
Boring, yeah.
Too much.
Not very easily, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love me some drama though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. But although there's some perks in the drama-free life too.
That's true. Yeah.
You get some stability and security and
all those good things.
Yeah. All the finer things in life.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate them as much as they should.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There's a lot of good stuff in sitting at home filling crossword puzzles and drinking tea.
For example, yeah.
Yeah, it's loads of fun when you think about it at that. Okay. So it's been just a few days. Do you have an album of the week yet?
Well, maybe I don't have a whole album, but I could say that if I have to pick some record, it would be maybe Leonard Cohen's The Future album.
Okay.
Yeah, I've listened to songs at the same time in the mornings when I drink my morning coffee.
Okay, so the atmosphere of the record fits with, waking up and drinking coffee.
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah, Leonard made it so you could have better coffee moments.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I have one. It's a clear choice, and not much of the other ones that I've listened to are even comparable.
Okay.
And my pick is kind of in line with one of our topics today.
Okay.
If you could imagine that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah. Okay. So I always kind of hesitate blurting these out, but I'm just gonna go out and say it. It's a fucking.
Okay, let's go.
The problem is that I'm not even sure what the album's really called because usually when I say the album's title, I mess it up. But I think it's called Their Majesties Satanic Request by the Rolling Stones. I think it's called Their Majesty's Satanic Request. I'm not sure if it's request.
Actually, now when I remember, I think that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to memorize it, but every time, we have a band in our country called His Infernal Majesty. It was originally called Infernal Majesty, but then it was just His Infernal Majesty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I get it all mixed up.
Ah.
Yeah, but anyway, it's the Rolling Stones 60s psychedelic record.
Yeah.
They're equivalent to Sgt. Pepper.
Were they released at the same year?
Yeah,
67.
Yeah, 67. And I think the critics were kind of like, they hated the record.
Okay.
When it came out, and I think they still do. But for me personally, so we're going to talk about Brian Johnson. No, Brian Johnson from AC/DC. We're going to talk about him today.
Yeah.
No, Brian Jones from the Rolling Stones.
That's true.
And for research purposes, I listened to pretty much all of those records when Brian Jones started experimenting with instruments, different instruments.
Okay, there were 3 albums, if I
at least,
remember. Yeah.
This Satanic Request album is one of them.
Yeah.
Beggar's Banquet is one. Well, if you count Let It Bleed, kind of, yeah. But and Between the Buttons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I listened to those many times, and I had the impression that the Satanic record that it wasn't very good at all.
I don't think I ever heard it.
Yeah.
All the way.
Yeah, I think the problem with that is that many people kind of don't recommend it.
Okay.
Because they either hate it or they just didn't like that the Stones went with the psychedelia way at that time. But I think it's apart from maybe one complete stinker and a few kind of filler tracks, the others are fire.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an excellent record, and I think it should be celebrated the same way as
Sgt. Pepper's.
No, not
okay.
Sgt. I meant other Stones records like
Let
It
yeah.
Bleed and Beggar's Banquet.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a crazy fan of Sgt. Pepper.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best Beatles record, and it's not. Overall, it's good, and it has lots of great songs, but it's just not the magnum opus of theirs, and it's not. I think it's a little bit overrated.
Yeah, I think so too. It's almost always in this all kinds of list.
Yeah.
And yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah, it gets ahead of, for example, Revolver and White Album and Rubber Soul, and it's not better than them. In my opinion,
no.
If you ask me,
yeah,
and it's funny that the whole Majesty Satanic record, it was kind of like Brian Jones, he's displaying how he can play all the different instruments.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's important to what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, that's true because he played a lot of instruments.
Yeah. From the vibraphone to the marimba and the electric dulcimer. I think back when in the 60s, his dulcimer was stolen. It was the only one in existence back.
Yeah. Didn't know that. But
yeah, I think the thief who stole it kind of had that knowledge. So, so it was like some very, very rare diamond from some museum exhibition stolen from there with the over all the security because it's the only one in existence. So it's the same with Brian Jones' dulcimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he played get some guitar too. He had a bluesy type of approach to the guitar playing of his.
Yeah.
And while Keith Richards was more of a rock and roll guy. Yeah. And he played the sitar. He played the maracas. He played the congas, the bongos. He just did whatever. Harmonica, yeah. Whatever he could get his hands on. So
yeah, that's true.
He played the fuck out of that shit.
Yeah, not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah. He was a multi-instrumentalist.
You could say that, yeah.
Yeah. So. We've already talked some about Brian, but would you like to introduce the topic?
Yeah. First, I think we should start with Brian Jones.
Yeah.
And I've written some memories.
The memories, yeah. Well, I think you were going for memos.
Memos about more of his death.
Yeah. Because depends on who you ask. It could be like a mystery how he died, or it's an open and shut case. Yeah. Whether it was an accident or a homicide, we're here to discuss that.
And still today, there are people that believe
Yeah.
that it's it's homicide. For example, Brian Jones's kids, I think, believe he was murdered, but
but they weren't there though.
Yeah.
So it's just speculation.
That's true.
Yeah.
And well, you could say if you don't know Brian Jones, he was one of the members who how you say
how
you say because my brains just got locked. So he was one of the founding members of Rolling Stones.
Yeah, he was.
That was
and at one point he was considered the leader also.
Yeah, and it's been said that it was Brian who invented the name Rolling Stone without the G.
Yeah.
The G became later.
Yeah. It was, although it was not a G, it was an S. They're not called the Rolling Stoge.
Stoge. I mean the G in Rolling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was wondering what that was about. But actually, I didn't know that he came up with the name overall.
Yeah, I read about it. And I didn't even know that, but it came up to my eyes.
Yeah, they started out in the early 60s, and at first they were just playing covers, just like the Beatles.
Yeah.
And then later on, they kind of like developed into writing their own songs. I mean, Jagger and Richards did.
Mostly, yeah.
Because Brian Jones didn't write any of the songs, and he didn't actually sing in any of the songs. He wasn't part of the writing process, but he later on he improvised with the instruments, and he kind of like in a way he co-wrote some of the songs because he had his own ideas.
It is, yeah. And later on, when the band went on, Brian was put more on the side because of his drug and alcoholic problems.
Yeah, he was getting very unreliable. It was a sort of like a Sid Barrett kind of story, that he would show up, but he would just play something that the audio engineers heard it and they decided, I'm not gonna even press record on this shit. And sometimes he just didn't show up and they just played without him.
Okay.
And this was especially on the Let It Bleed album.
Was it the album which came out in 1969?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remembered correctly.
He's only on two songs. The other one is, I think it's Midnight Rambler.
Okay.
And he plays some percussion on that. And there's this song, You Got the Silver, where he plays the auto harp. Or it could be the other way around. Okay. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I think the auto harp is kind of like inaudible because they couldn't really use that. It sounded like shit.
Yeah, but that was the year he died, so he was already in so bad condition.
Yeah, and Let It Bleed is it's a very special record in a way that it has both Brian Jones and Mick Taylor on it. It's the only one of that kind.
Okay, that I didn't know, actually.
Yeah, they had recruited Mick Taylor to the band, and I think he doesn't. I'm not sure if he plays on the record, but I think he's credited on that.
Okay. Yeah, I read that Mick Taylor was replaced, or Brian Jones was replaced by Mick Taylor in June '96.
Yeah.
69.
Yeah, 69. Yeah. Funny sex. Yeah, sex is a sex position. Yeah. Well, it was a transitioning phase, of the band.
Yeah.
And it was the start of the Mick Taylor era with records like It's Only Rock and Roll and a Goat's Head Soup and so on. And it's for the Rolling Stones, I think all of the eras are important in their own way. You have the Brian Jones era, which is the first one.
Yeah.
And you have the Mick Taylor era, which is after that, and the Ronnie Wood era, and the present era.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I like them all, especially the Mick Taylor and Brian Jones era. They're my favorites.
Okay, can you remember when? What was the year that Ronnie replaced Mick? Was it in the 70s or in the 80s?
I think it was maybe the late 70s.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure though, because while Ronnie Wood, I think no doubt he's a good player.
Yeah.
Good guitarist.
Yeah.
But he's just not that interesting.
Yeah, you have to say that.
Yeah.
That's true.
And not very charismatic either. But we just watched the Rock and Roll Circus just a while ago.
Yeah, it's like half an hour.
Half an hour ago.
So, yeah.
It was amazing to see, but I always thought, since you have these wild stories about Brian Jones, being a sort of like an animal in the studio, just picking up any instrument and banging and clucking and plinging and whatever. And then I saw him. I saw him play live for the first time because there's not a lot of footage from that.
I think so too. That for me it's same.
Yeah, and he was a little stiff.
Yeah,
if anything.
Yeah,
he was very calm, cool, and collected, if you could say that.
Yeah, almost. You can almost say like invincible. Invincible.
Invisible. Yeah.
Invisible.
And I think he was stoned out of his mind.
I think so too. When you look at him.
Yeah, he was tripping balls.
Yeah.
Especially if you watch the Salt of the Earth. In the end of
the end, yeah,
you can see he's very, very under the influence. He played fine though. I assume at least it's a live performance. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I assume too.
Yeah. Brian had cool clothes though.
Yeah, that you can say.
Yeah, but overall, I was kind of surprised how calm he was.
Yeah, when you think about all those other guys there.
Yeah, Keith was bobbing around, and Mick was an animal.
He was taking show.
Yeah, he was an animal. He was a bloody disgrace. even Charlie Watts had a thing going on.
Yeah, he was jamming. And right on.
Bill Wyman was like a salt statue.
Almost like that, yeah.
But anyways, there's not. If there's some live footage from Brian Jones' era, it's in black and white, and it's over like 1,000 screaming women. So
yeah, this was first time in colors, you can say.
Yeah, I think it's the only one.
Yeah,
maybe because it was the late '60s, and it was amazing to see in color. Overall, the Rock and Roll Circus. When you hear it on the record, you'd assume it's from a big arena or something, and then you see it's just in a circus tent.
Yeah.
It's wild, but it actually works that way with all the the props and the clothes, and there's a lot of circus stuff going on.
People dancing and everything in a small space.
Yeah, you could even see John Lennon dancing during the Sympathy for the Devil.
That's true, yeah.
And he himself played in a group called Dirty Mac. I think it was only for this one performance, though.
Yeah, I ever heard this for the first time.
Yeah, there was also Taj Mahal and Jethro Tull and The Who.
The Who, yeah.
Yeah, Keith Moon was on fire again.
He was, like always,
okay.
You can say.
Well, but how about Brian Jones's death when he finally, when he died? It was under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, it was the night between July 2nd and July 3rd in 1969.
Yeah, and who was there at the time?
There were his missus, some chick called Anna.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard about Anna.
And then there was this construction worker.
Yeah.
I had the name.
I think he's been...
Frank Thorogood was the guy.
Not George Thorogood.
No.
Okay.
Maybe his brother, but...
uh,
And he was the last person to see Brian alive.
Yeah, I think he's been treated as a suspect at one point.
At one point, because it was given the reason would be money.
Yeah, at least by the armchairs detective, they have been accusing him, even though he might have not anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's been said that Frank was paid £18,000, but he wanted 6,000 more.
Yeah,
and some say that would be the reason why he drowned. But it's hard to believe that. Why would some constructor worker kill a famous musician just for £6,000?
And how can you shake money from a man that's dead?
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense when you think about it. Of course, it could be like a revenge, but that's a small amount of money from someone who has like millions. So he could try to like blackmail him for a lot more.
Yeah, and it's been said that Frank confessed to the Rolling Stones driver that he murdered.
Okay.
But the driver, I can't remember his name, has denied it.
Okay. He was Ivan, the engine driver.
Yeah.
And he took a quick while she was away.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. But how about he didn't have he had a manager of his own.
Yeah, he had.
I think at least a movie in 2005.
Yeah, the Stoned, called,
with Bover playing Brian Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's called Leo Gregory, but I always known him as Bover because the movie Green Street Hooligans.
That's true, yeah.
He played Bover in that movie.
Okay.
So how do you feel about him playing Bover? Well, how did you feel about when you first heard that he got the role of Bover?
I think it was a marvelous idea.
Yeah, he was born to play Bover.
Of course, yeah.
He is Bover when you think about it. but Leo Gregory, he's a great actor. I'm not sure if he's still active these days, but back then, when I saw him in the Hooligans film, I think he was the only character in the whole movie that was even remotely credible as a football hooligan, a British football hooligan.
Yeah.
Because they would never have a Yank on their firm or whatever.
No.
Charlie Hunnam was like way too lenient with that rule.
Yeah, why they beat him?
Yeah, and Bover stuck to the rules,
Of course.
Yeah. but it's a good film, and I have seen the Stoned film maybe once.
Okay.
And back then I had no idea who Brian Jones was, so I didn't like the movie either because I thought it was about the Rolling Stones, while it obviously wasn't.
Yeah, maybe I've back then heard the movie also, but I didn't have a clue who Brian Jones was.
Yeah, Bover plays him as he's not very nice.
Yeah,
he's rude. And he's arrogant, he's running his mouth all the time, and overall very, very difficult to work with, and that's how I think he was in real life too.
Yeah, I think so too, because if I remember correctly, I read that same somewhere also, so...
Yeah, and with the women too.
Yeah.
He had a lot of wives, girlfriends, and children, and I think he kind of like abandoned them.
Like all.
He set up some franchises and then he left them.
Yeah.
And that's not nice, but it's always John Lennon who gets all the flack for being a shitty person.
That's true, yeah.
Well, nobody really talks about Brian Jones. I think they're both like musical geniuses, but neither one of them were nice people.
Yeah, and I think that if Brian Jones, if he hadn't been died
Yeah.
back then,
Yeah.
and he'd like still be alive or live to the 90s or something like that, he would be remembered better.
Yeah, I think so. Because his last years were probably very chaotic.
Yeah.
And I think Mick and Keith and the others, they loved him, but they were, I think they were about to like kick him out of the band.
Yeah, I think so too, and I maybe read that too somewhere.
Kind of like with Sid Barrett, that he still was in the band in some capacity, but they just started recording without him.
Yeah, and it would be interesting to think that if they kicked him out of the band, would he still continued like solo or
join another band?
Yeah.
It's interesting to speculate. We'll never know for sure. But overall, I think the Brian Jones era of the Rolling Stones is very, very underrated. Because when you ask somebody what's their favorite Rolling Stones record, I think the most that are mentioned are Exile on Main Street, which should be because it's their best record.
Okay.
And maybe Tattoo You, some would say. Of course, Sticky Fingers from '71.
Oh, yeah.
That's I think is the most obvious choice. It's a no skips album, and it's I think it's Mick Taylor's first proper one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but some might say Beggar's Banquet, and some might say Let It Bleed too. And I think Aftermath is also one of those records where that we didn't even mention.
That's true, by the way. Now I remembered myself.
Yeah, it has an 11-minute track, a blues track called Going Home, where they just play the shit out of the blues, you know.
Okay.
And that was also one of there you can hear Brian Jones play the marimba under my thumb.
Yeah.
And of course, I think Painted Black is also from that session.
Okay, I can't really say, but
I think it's in the American version of the record because there's two versions, just like with Beatles. Yeah, and I should have taken notes of this because I had such shitty memory. But then you can hear Brian Jones play the slide guitar on No Expectations. We just heard about it on
That's
the
true,
Rock and Roll Circus, and. He plays the sitar on. I always get Satisfaction and Painted Black for some reason. I get them mixed up. But they're not just the deep cuts of the records. They're also the singles where he plays just some very random instrument. That before that wasn't very conventional to hear that on a rock and roll record.
That's true.
And
when you think about how many songs Rolling Stones have made, they always get to mention when you talk about Rolling Stones is the song Satisfaction.
Yeah, Satisfaction and Painted Black too.
Yeah.
And everybody knows Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah.
It's also, you can hear Brian go ooh, ooh, in the background. And you can't always get what you want. I'm not sure if Brian is on that record, but it's from the same era too.
Okay.
And then there's just the lesser known songs that still every Rolling Stones fans knows.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Backstreet Girl, Parachute Woman. They played that too on the show that we just watched. And Between the Buttons, there's Yesterday's Papers. There's also just a little hint of psychedelia on that record too.
Okay.
Which is just fun because the Rolling Stones are not actually known for being a psychedelic band in any way. Just these two records.
Yeah, when I think about it, that's true because I never seen them really good mentioning that thing.
Nah. They were never like the mothers of invention that were just a whole bunch of psychedelia without the drugs.
Yeah.
But I think Brian Jones was one of the most prominent members of the original lineup, and no matter how shitty of a person he might have been while he was alive to women and his bandmates, I think his musical contributions should be remembered as the genius that it was.
Yeah, and maybe it's in their blood when you think about you need to be a little prick or shithead.
Yeah.
Because you know you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And maybe you start to think that I can behave.
Yeah.
Because, hey.
Yeah. I just watched some dorky guy from YouTube last night trying to like shit on Kurt Cobain for being a prick also.
Okay.
Yeah. I think he was annoyed by the fact that he was kind of like ahead of his times when it come to, some feministic views, which he was very vocal about, and he didn't like that, the guy who made the video.
Okay. Now I see the point, but...
Yeah, and but for me, I think Kurt Cobain, if anything, he was just very shy and not very...
mostly, yeah.
Yeah, and not a people person, because I doubt he liked socializing very much.
No, and it's been said that he wanted to people listen his music.
Yeah.
But I don't think Kurt enjoyed these live shows very much.
No. It was the same way with Peter Steele too. Some people think he's a prick, he was a prick, and that he also had the same thing that he didn't like live performing.
Yeah.
And some people say try to twist it that it sounds like that he didn't like making music, or he sell out with the whole goth metal style or whatever.
Okay.
But I think, when you're in the show business or music industry or whatever, I think it's just healthy that you are a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because you can manage much better with the other assholes if you're in kind of the same level.
People don't boss around you so easily.
Yeah.
When you show them that, hey, I got the balls too.
Yeah, that they can stand up to themselves.
Yeah.
That's very important to me. And when I'm listening to music, I'm not looking to make friends with the people I listen to.
Me too, actually, yeah.
If I did, I would never listen to Frank Zappa. He was a complete prick. and Brian Jones probably too. I think with the increasing use of drugs and the way he was, he probably had a lot of people around him, like tapping him on his shoulder, like, Brian.
Yeah, and telling everything.
No, I mean, they were encouraging his behavior.
Yeah, that I meant, actually.
Yeah. And that's obviously not good. He might have also hung around with the bad people, the worst kind.
Yeah.
And that's what led them to his beef with Mick and Keith, because they were just trying the band to succeed and make more records. I think Brian, at the end of the road, he just didn't care anymore.
Yeah, I think so too. He's sort of given up.
Yeah, he might have also been unable, just like Kurt Cobain, unable to deal with being a rock star. I think it wasn't his jam.
Yeah, it's like you want to be successful, but when you get the success, you kind of hate it. Yeah,
it's possible that you kind of like beforehand you think, like this is not so bad. I can handle it.
Yeah.
But when it comes reality, It's just it's overwhelming, and you can't deal with it the way you thought.
Yeah, and you start to think that this is bullshit, and I want to get out of this, but at the same time you want to be on people's minds and everything that you don't get forgotten.
Yeah, Kurt just took some way too drastic measures.
Yeah.
It's not funny, but I think it's. But he also had a lot of just other problems not relating to stardom. But I think if anyone's interested in hearing out the Rolling Stones, Brian Jones era records, they were, for me, back when I was a kid, it was very hard to find those records. They weren't at the time, at the 90s, at Finland. You couldn't find any repress CDs of those.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find any vinyl either. But nowadays, they're relatively easy to find. So I would especially recommend the album Beggar's Banquet, because I think it's their second best album.
Okay.
After Exile on Main Street. And I would recommend Between the Buttons too. And Aftermath, that's a very accessible record.
Okay.
But with the one I mentioned on the Album of the Week portion, that's just, it does have a lot of those weird sounds and unconventional methods of songwriting.
Yeah.
So just with a little forewarning, you can listen to that record too, but don't blame me if it doesn't suit your taste.
And maybe you shouldn't start with that.
No, don't start with that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work, and you should listen to it a few times. It'll grow on you, I promise.
Yeah, start with the other ones, and then when you have listened more, then you can crap on this record.
Yeah, if you're a fan of the blues rock sound, the Beggar's Banquet would be just right up your alley.
Yeah,
they're very, very bluesy, and I think Brian Jones' contribution to the record is still, you can hear it in almost every song.
Okay, yeah.
But after this, where we've been talking about some sophisticated rock and roll music.
That's true.
We're gonna go to the unsophisticated territory next.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about punk rock. Yeah, and especially, I believe you wanted to talk about the Ramones.
Yeah, I mostly written my notes on Ramones.
Okay, you can focus on the Ramones. I'm gonna talk about Sid Vicious.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna talk about Darby Crash and a couple of others too.
Yeah.
They're the 70s punk rocks. Henry Rollins, Jerry Only, the U.S. ones too, not just the British.
Yeah.
And the 70s, not after that, because we don't listen to that much of those.
Yeah,
the 70s.
Yeah. When you think about in the early 80s, when hardcore came to
that's not our cup of
territory.
tea.
Yeah.
I think the best years for punk rock were 77 to maybe 80 or something.
Something like that, I would say too.
Yeah. So you can start out with the Ramones.
Okay. I don't know if how many people know, but they were formed in 74 actually.
Yeah.
And they released 14 studio albums.
Yeah. And the first record was from 77, which is kind of like funny that they were already there for 3 years.
Yeah,
making a record.
And until then they released.
Yeah, they didn't even put out a single in those first
before.
years.
Yeah. Yeah, and the original members were Joey, Johnny, Dee Dee, and Tommy.
And for some reason, even though they weren't related, their surnames were all Ramone.
Yeah, and that's because they wanted to adopt these pseudonyms with the same surname.
It's not a pseudonym.
Then you have to blame Wikipedia at this point.
Yeah, it's misinformation there.
Okay. But it was because inspired by Paul McCartney.
Oh, Mecca. Yeah.
Because he used to check in hotels by the name of Paul Ramone.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they weren't influenced by John Lennon.
No, actually, I've heard this story actually before, and now I read it the same. But
okay,
that's the main reason, I think.
Gabba gabba then.
Gabba gabba, hey hey.
Gabba gabba, we accept you, one of us. Gabba gabba, we accept you. Yeah.
And Tommy was later replaced by Marky Ramone.
Yeah, Marky Mark.
Marky Mark.
Yeah, the funky bunch.
Yeah, and these are the only 5 members of Ramones who have conducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Elvis Ramone is not.
For some reason, no.
I think he's the most important member of the group.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hi, my name's Elvis Ramone, and I'm the most important member of the group. Yeah.
He don't get too much respect. But...
No, not the ones that he deserves.
Yeah. Wonder why. But yeah, those were the original members, and actually, I don't know, but did you know they performed 2,263 concerts?
No.
Yeah, from 74 to 96.
That's a shitload of gigs.
That is.
It's very, very admirable.
Yeah, and if I may be wrong, but if I remember correctly, that Johnny Ramone once said that they wanted to play as much as gigs so they can retire early.
Okay.
To, earn that much of money that they didn't have to play anymore.
That's a good business plan.
Yeah, but he was actually George W. Bush's fan, if we and conservative.
Oh, Johnny. Yeah, he was a Republican.
Yeah.
But some people bash him for that. But again, I'm not looking to make friends. I don't give a fuck what they.
No, me neither. I don't care.
The same thing with Mike Love from the Beach Boys. I know he's a goddamn prick. He's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But I like the way his voice sounds when he sings. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And they played their final show in August 6th in 96.
Is that the We're Out of Here? There's a live album from that show, I think.
Yeah, it was that, and the final was this. For fuck's sake, this not Lollapalooza, but some of these happenings where they were last time asked.
Yeah, I think it was because it's called We're Out of Here. After all, so I think it was the last one, and Joey didn't sound good. Because I think it was the proper time to stop because his voice was kind of broken.
Yeah, and when I read about the history, there were this one interesting thing. I'm not sure if you heard about this, but when they met Phil Spector, and he wanted to produce one of their albums.
End of the century.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's been said that in the studio, Phil locked the doors when Dee Dee was there.
Yeah.
And pointed a gun at him and forced him to play this particular note so many times that it sounded in Phil's mind good, that he accepted it.
Well, considering we made the Lana Clarkson episode just a while ago, it doesn't actually surprise me. But what a fucked up guy.
Yeah, and I remember that I've sometime I read about this Joey Ramones interview where he mentioned this accident, but
okay, so it wasn't a secret.
No.
Yeah. I think everything that Phil Spector might have done in his lifetime should come to light because interesting, disturbing stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of you can find nowadays.
Yeah.
And
I really hope Didi wasn't traumatized by that. He'd seen a lot of things and been involved in a lot of things, but that should fuck anyone up.
Yeah.
Having a gun.
Yeah, you can
head.
imagine the situation.
Yeah.
But nowadays, all of these original members have passed away.
Yeah, wasn't there like 3 members in a very short amount of time?
Yeah, Joey went to the Angels Choir in 2001.
Yeah.
Didi overdosed in 2002.
Yeah.
And Johnny died in 2004 in prostate cancer.
Okay, so he was the last one of those to die.
Yeah, but no, actually Tommy died in 2014.
Yeah, but I meant like of those 3.
Yeah, those 3.
Have you heard Didi's rap record or any of the songs from that?
I think you played some song.
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
Because
but it's awful. It's fucking awful.
Oh.
But he wasn't equipped to do rap, so it's the same thing with Steve-O.
Yeah.
And Vanilla Ice and Tom MacDonald.
Yeah. Oh, you mean this Canadian legend?
Yeah, the best of the evening.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, what's your favorite Ramones record? What do you like the most?
From their discography,
yeah,
I don't think I have a particular record. Yeah, because I like a lot of their songs.
Yeah, their first, I think their first 4 records are all perfect.
Yeah.
But my favorite is Rocket Russia because it was the first one that I heard.
Okay.
My uncle had that record, and it had inside the record where you keep the LP.
Yeah.
There's these drawings of each song. I'm not sure who drew those.
Okay.
But they were really funny. They were like very cartoony. With, for example, for Teenage Lobotomy, you'd have this guy, a doctor, who just picked some guy's brain out of his head.
Okay.
And they were both like smiling from ear to ear.
I don't think I've ever seen that. But
yeah, it's the same guy who drew the back cover of the Gabba Gabba Hey dude flying on a rocket.
Ah, okay.
Space. And I've been trying to find it, but mine is just a plain plastic cover. It doesn't have the drawings on it.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Maybe you find some someday.
Yeah, I hope. And the first record obviously was a classic when it came out, and it was. I think Johnny sometimes said that the Ramones have inspired more bands than any other band since the Beatles, which I'm not sure if it's true, but it's kind of accurate, though.
That's true, and it's not far from the truth, I think.
Yeah. And Johnny, he's fucking Johnny Ramone, so he can say that with confidence.
And when you think about the Ramones, nowadays, there's like H&M selling Ramones T-shirts.
Yeah, that sell clothes like the teenage girls.
And when their existence time, they were never that big.
Yeah, they sell Misfit shirts too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And it's kind of funny. So nowadays it's like hard to wear a Ramones T-shirt when you can get them from every store in town, like
yeah,
almost.
And those kids don't even know it's a band. They just see the logo and think it's cool.
Cool, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, at least there's one person that I know the first Ramones record influenced very much.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yeah, he was a a young British chap.
Okay.
who used to go by the name of John Simon Ritchie, and he was the bass player in a band, a little band.
Yeah.
Very, very not
very
well
local
known.
band.
Yeah, a local, very small band called the Sex Pistols.
That's true.
And when he was recruited to the band, there's this story that's been told by several people, in fact, and that's why I think it's true.
Okay.
That Sid just stayed up one night playing the Ramones record over and over, and playing his bass along the songs. Like he learned to play the Ramones songs first before performing with the Pistols, and when it was morning, he could play the songs like no problem.
Okay,
and
he learned better than me.
Yeah, much better than you, and even better than me, and faster than me too.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you've heard someone say in your lifetime this.
Okay.
Sid Vicious can't play.
I've heard it many times.
But Lemmy said that Sid Vicious couldn't play. Yeah, he probably said that, but it was a fucking throwaway line. He just said that because he probably tried to teach him to play the bass, and it just didn't work out in like the few hours that they tried. But the fact is that the playing punk bass, especially the Pistols songs, it's not rocket science. You can learn them in a few months.
If you want to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why when the Pistols were performing with Sid the first time on the European tour, you can listen to the bootlegs of those. From Trondheim, there's an anniversary edition of Nevermind the Bollocks, where there are 2 live shows. The other one is from Sweden, and the other one is from Norway.
Okay.
And you can hear Sid playing. There's no one behind the curtain, because there wasn't no curtain, and they didn't have John Paul Jones playing the bass parts.
No.
Beforehand in the studio. It's very sloppy. There are no fills. It's just very basic root notes, but it is Sid Vicious playing. And back then, when they were on the European tour, he could still play.
Yeah.
He could play the Pistols songs.
And maybe there would have been also a Finnish show in that.
Yeah.
But thanks to Finnish politicians, they never got to.
Yeah, those fucking cunts said that we don't want to see those foul-mouthed yobs in our country.
In here, yeah.
So we would have had Sid fucking Vision come to our country and play a show with Johnny Rotten and Steve Jones and Paul fucking Cookie.
Yeah, but thanks to these dudes,
it never happened.
It never happened, yeah.
Yeah, and it would have been on the European tour when Sid was still he wasn't possessed by Nancy yet, so.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I think at the first gigs, at the very least, he wasn't even smacked up yet.
Okay.
I think he was just doing speed.
But that I didn't know. But
yeah, but on the U.S. tour, you can hear him. He's been using smack for some time.
Yeah.
He looks very, very ill, and he can't play the bass at all. So I think some of the rumors and misconceptions are from hearing him play bass on some of the U.S. gigs. For example, the last one, the Winterland gig, he's plugged in and you can hear him play, but he sounds like shit.
Okay.
He sounds like he's playing with boxing gloves on.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why people talk that he can't play.
Yeah, that and the fucking Lemmy quote.
Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
also.
But that's just you could easily just find out for yourself
If you want to.
Yeah, if you go and listen to one of those bootlegs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he was a virtuoso, but he could play the Pistols songs back then.
Yeah.
And later on, he couldn't play any songs. He was just smacked out of his mind. And
Yeah, drugs have started to take control
it's
over playing.
Yeah, it's a fucking heroin that keeps fucking up their lives. Yeah, but yeah, Sid rant over. Now I just wanted to get that out in the open. Especially they released 3 of those United States shows.
Yeah.
Atlanta and Longhorn and Winterland. I don't recommend you get those, but if you ever could get your hands on, they also released this year a gig from I think it's called Club Zebra. I think it's in Sweden.
Okay, well, it could be, but
yeah, I'm not 100% on that, but I think it's one of the European tour gigs, anyways.
Yeah,
and it's the sound quality is very good. You can hear the bass, you can hear Sid play, and overall the band is in great shape. They all sound good. John Lydon has even some funny ad libs on the songs, and the stuff he says between songs is really funny too. Steve Jones, he sounds fine, and Paul Cook sounds fine always, so that's not a problem.
Okay, it was the time that they still had fun to play.
Yeah, I think Paul Cook is quoted as saying that he thinks one of the best gigs were at the start of Sid joining the band.
Okay.
Because, I'm not going to talk about Glenn Matlock here. Because I think most people prefer him playing bass on Sex Pistols.
Yeah, some say that, but
I think he's too good for punk rock. It's just a fact.
Yeah, and when you think about it, he's a good player, but he don't fit the band.
No, he doesn't. And when you hear the Glenn era gigs, Steve Jones is still struggling to play his instrument live.
Yeah,
I think he's an amazing guitar player, and he sounds. He's one of the reasons that the Nevermind the Bollocks record sounds so tight.
Okay.
But at the early shows, it's just a complete mess. And John Lydon is not there yet either. So.
Yeah, but it's always hard at the start.
Yeah, and overall, I think Sid could have been like the perfect punk rock singer. Yeah.
Yeah, when you think about.
Yeah, those two Eddie Cochran covers, and of course My Way. He had a knack for singing punk rock.
Yeah, and there's these music videos of these songs, and
yeah,
I think they're great.
They're great, yeah. Funny stuff too.
That's true.
I think they even removed something else video from YouTube because he's cutting himself with the bottle in the chest. And I think he's just there in his tidy whities also, though it's kind of flagged for nudity too, so it's fucking stupid. Would you like to say something about the Ramones in between before I start my next victim here?
Okay, well, what can you say about the Ramones? You should listen to them.
Yeah.
Because when you think about these early punk bands, you have to remember Ramones.
Yeah. What's your favorite Ramones song? You have to have a favorite song.
It depends on day and mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like KKK Took My Baby Away.
Okay.
Sometimes I like these like early 90s was this Pet Sematary.
Yeah, Pet Sematary is cool.
Yeah. And also the early stuff, of course, but
yeah, I think mine is probably Here Today, Gone Tomorrow.
Okay, it's a good song, yeah.
Yeah, and you have made an excellent cover of I Don't Care too.
Oh, shit! I have forgotten that for some reason.
Yeah, you even wrote some new lyrics to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course.
she's gone to England. It's great, and I still have it somewhere if you
Oh,
want to
shit.
listen to it. Yeah. Here Today, Gone Tomorrow's mine, or just any song from Rocket to Russia.
Russia.
I Don't Want to Go Down to the Basement from the first record. California Sun from Leave Home. From the new stuff, maybe Somebody Put Something in My Drink.
Oh, that's a good one,
yeah. And I Don't Want to Live This Life, I think it's about Sid.
Okay.
Or Nancy, or both.
That I didn't know, but it's a good song also.
Yeah, and also a song called I Want to Live, which is kind of the opposite.
The opposite, yeah.
Yeah, but it's great too.
So there's a lot of songs.
Yeah, they have a very large discography, and the only records that I wouldn't recommend are the last. There's this cover album.
Yeah, which was
Adios
Amigos.
Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe Brain Drain isn't a great place to start.
That I even have heard so much. Yeah.
For some reason, I'm fumbling with the words today a lot, but
Yeah.
bear with me.
Yeah, and I found it myself too. It's blubbering.
Yeah, but Mundo Bizarro is it's a good record of the newer stuff. It was one of the first ones that I heard from the later Ramones. It's a good one. Not great, but it's
good enough.
Yeah, you can start with just about any of the first records, and even the Spectre produced one. It's
End of the Century. Yeah.
Yeah, it has Chinese rocks on it.
Oh.
Although I always kind of preferred Sid's version from
Chinese rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody called me on the phone, said, hey, is Dee home? Yeah. But Sid sang that on his one of those solo gigs.
Okay, I've maybe heard the Johnny Thunders version, maybe.
Yeah, there's also one Johnny Thunders version. Yeah. But overall, I think if Sid were to play one of those gigs if it was recorded with some proper stuff, you can like hear it good for the electric ballroom, or the vicious white kicks that actually had like a Glenn Matlock on bass. That
okay,
was for, Sid and Glenn at the same time.
Oh, that I didn't know or even remembered. Yeah.
It's kind of heartwarming to hear that they were friends at the end of the line.
Yeah, it is actually.
Sid originally had some beef with Glenn, but I think they squashed the beef later on because they played on the same stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he sang a lot of punk rock covers. I Wanna Be Your Dog by the Stooges, and he also sang Belsen Was a Gas, but that was his own song. So it was
and in the early Nurse Superior time, we tried to
we
cover
that.
Yeah,
it sounded awful. So it was hideous. Back in Huddersfield, the Sex Pistols played to the kids at the Christmas whatever fundraising event that was.
Yeah.
And John Lydon stepped down the stage to perform as Santa Claus to the kids.
Okay.
And Sid and Glenn and Steve, they played as a trio with Sid. I think he performed 2 songs. The other one was Born to Lose by Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers.
Yeah.
And the other was, I think, Chinese Rocks.
Okay.
And the Born to Lose one is on the Sid Sings, whatever cash grab record that is. I think Virgin was really desperate with that one because the sound quality is very subpar.
Okay, maybe they were.
Yeah. But I think we have a time limit approaching, but I think I should talk about Darby still.
Yeah, I think you should mention this Darby dude.
Yeah, or we could talk about the Germs overall, because it wasn't just Darby's band.
No, it wasn't bad.
And we saw the film What We Do Is Secret just this year. earlier
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
not a long time ago.
Yeah, what do you think of the film?
I liked it actually.
Yeah, I like it too. I like it very much. It's one of the better band movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think about the actors were more prettier than the real ones.
Yeah, that's right. That's very, very accurate, especially with Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The guy who played Darby Crash is from ER. Somebody might recognize him from the hospital show ER.
Yeah.
And that's really funny. That's the same guy who played the handsome doctor, then played Darby Crash. And Bijou Phillips played Lorna.
Yeah.
And can't remember the guy's name who played Don Bowles, but he was Noah something.
Okay, me neither, but...
Yeah. Have you ever seen footage of the real Don Bowles?
I have to say I'm not sure.
Okay, well, he's a character.
Okay.
Yeah. It would have been interesting to hear... he was interviewed after the film came out.
Okay.
And I think the drummer guy, the actor who played Don Bowles, hung out with the real one.
Oh.
I think they had an interesting time.
Yeah, I think so too, because he sounds interesting.
Yeah. The Germs only came up with one album, just like the Sex Pistols too.
Yeah.
And it was called GI. And the album cover has that blue ring that was familiarized by them. And well, it's a classic record, of course.
Of course, and we listened to it a lot back then.
Yeah, Richie Dagger's Crime and Land of Trees and Communist Ice, What We Do Is Secret, and so on. All of the songs are great.
And what was the sign to make
Germsburn.
Oh, Germsburn, yeah.
we had Germsburn too.
Yeah, we did.
But we had to get like shit-faced to burn those cigarettes in our hands, so yeah. And they're gone by now. I don't have mine.
It's true, I don't even.
I have so-called germ spurs in other parts of my body that are still there and not going anywhere. But I still hope my original germ sperm was there. Fuck.
But yeah, it lasted many years.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's gone.
Yeah. I don't want to give out the impression that we're only like listening to the Pistols and the Ramones, because that's clearly not the case.
Yeah, no, we mentioned like 3 bands, but we listened more of them.
Yeah, I'm just Black Flag is great. It's one of those California punk scene that was amazing. Keith Morris came out of there, and then he went on to his own band, Circle Jerks. Yeah, Group Sex, a 15-minute record that is also a classic.
It's great.
Yeah, lately I've heard this, I think it's called Blood, Guts and Pussy or something, by the Dwarves. They were also a great band.
Okay.
Yeah, Black Flag, their best record to me is My War, because it has, A-side has punk, and B-side sounds like sludge metal.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard it some time ago. Yeah.
And of course, Slip It In and Drinking and Driving. They have so many great songs. I'm not gonna just
mention
every one of them.
Yeah.
The Clash, the first record, I think it's good. I've always thought that London Calling is. For my taste, it's a little too bloated. It's a little too long.
From my opinion, I think it's a little bit too overrated.
Yeah, it's not very punk either.
Yeah, because I remember that when I read these foreign music papers back in then.
Yeah.
It's also that one record that always gets the podium.
Number 1 top spot.
Almost. Yeah. But when I heard it the first time, I thought, what's the fuss about this?
Yeah, it has a lot of great songs on there. For example, I like the song Wrong and Boyo very much.
Okay.
And the title track is good. I think it was the first Clash song that I saw when I saw the music video on MTV.
I think
Rock the Cash Bottle was another one, but it's from a different record.
Yeah, I think London Calling was my first song from the band.
The great thing about Clash to me is that the bass lines, they're very...
Mick Jones.
Yeah, Mick Jones.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
No.
He's Paul Simon.
I got confused, yeah.
Yeah, but considering that Paul Simon, when he joined the band, he wasn't a great bass player. So I'm not sure who wrote the songs, but
me neither, I'm not sure.
But the bass lines are very catchy. You could almost sample that in a rap song.
Yeah, and you have to say the cover up from the album is great.
Yeah, it's from an Elvis cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's just a tribute to an Elvis album cover, yeah. But overall, I much more prefer the first one with the police and thieves and
and those.
And I think White Riot is on that too, so it's my favorite Clash record.
It actually is, yeah.
I think the only punk band that I rarely or ever listen to is Dead Kennedys, but there's just something about Biafra's singing voice that is very repelling to me. but they're not bad either.
No, they're not bad, but for me or you, it just don't
resonate.
Yeah.
The Fresh Fruit record with Kill the Poor and the other tracks. When I was younger, I played it a lot.
Okay.
But nowadays, not so much anymore. But I also love a lot of the pop punk stuff. Just the ones that John Lydon hates: Green Day, Blink-182, The Offspring. He doesn't consider them punk, and neither does the real punks, the authentic punks, the punks that should get beat down.
But I think you shouldn't listen too much to these John Lydon's opinions.
Yeah, he hates everything.
Yeah.
He does hate everything, literally.
Actually,
except for his late ex-wife.
Nora.
Her he didn't hate. But
no.
Yeah. But the punk rock thing, I think we could talk about it another time more with focusing on particular bands. Now we're just, we decided that he's going to talk about the Ramones. I always love talking about the Sex Pistols. They're my favorite.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, they're my favorite punk band and always will be, despite the fact that they only put out that one record. But I also love, despite it's like Malcolm's vision, but I love the Great Rock and Roll Swindle too.
Yeah, and when you think about it, we could talk about like John Lydon's career.
Yeah,
Public Image Limited and Sex Pistols and everything.
Yeah, the first Public Image Limited record still has some punk elements to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear the song Low Life and think it's just a Pistols song. Apart from the fact that it's the bass line is played by Jaw Wobble, so you instantly know it's not Sid because he couldn't do that. But maybe we'll grapple them some other time.
Yeah, I don't think we have time to get to that.
It's not an hour and a half yet, but it's approaching that.
Okay, so it's almost.
The clock is ticking, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just want to say something before we wrap this shit up.
Okay, go on.
We made an episode of punk rock this time, but...
it became that.
Henry from Black Flag is not here to comment on it.
Oh shit, where's Henry?
Yeah, I thought he was coming. I thought you called him.
Yeah, and he promised to come, but maybe the flights were delayed or something like that.
Yeah, what a crock of shit. I would love to read Henry's book, Get in the Van, if I could find it somewhere.
Yeah, I would too.
Very expensive these days.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's hard to find.
It's hard to find, yeah, but maybe someday.
Maybe someday, yeah.
See you guys next time.
Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Bye.